We will be seeing the organic chemistry part. So to understand, organic compounds are compounds of carbon forming bond mainly with hydrogen. Along with hydrogen, there will be nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, chlorine, other atoms also. Due to formation of bond with other atom, the bond, what is bond? Bond is formed by mutual sharing of electron. All organic compounds contain covalent bonds, and covalent bond is formed by mutual sharing of electron. But the pair of electron moves towards the heteroatom, other atom. When it is carbon hydrogen, there is no shifting of pair of bond. But when there is other atom attached, because chlorine, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, they have more electronegativity than carbon. As a result, they attract the electron. Or few groups like OH, Cl, they have less electronegativity, hence the electron pair is attracted towards carbon. As a result, imbalance occurs in the bond, and that imbalance is known as bond polarity. Let us now see what is bond polarity, and let us know the effects also. So let us see these things. What is bond polarity? Now we are going to see the bond polarity, and bond polarity occurs mainly in covalent bonds. Particularly, it has got more effect towards the properties of compounds, organic compounds, such as acidity of bases, acidity of carboxylic acids, basicity of amines is affected by this. So here, what is bond polarization? We have to understand. Before that, we have understood that a covalent bond is formed by mutual sharing of unpaired electrons between two atoms. One atom is carbon, other atom will be a different atom. So here, due to the electronegativity difference, what is electronegativity? The ability to attract the pair of electron, bonded pair of electron is known as electronegativity. And the attraction of bonded pair causes the arising of some charges, partial charges. And we know there is sigma bond, pi bond. When there is a double bond, a sigma bond and pi bond will be there. Sigma bond is formed by axial overlap of p orbital. So here we can see that covalent bonds can be polarized depending upon relative electronegativity of two atoms forming the bond. That means two atoms form the bond, and if there is a difference between electronegativity, bond polarization occurs. That is particularly now we are seeing sigma bond. So the pair of electron is displaced more towards the electronegative atoms. This causes permanent state of bond polarization. So what is bond polarization? Bond polarization is we can write the definition like this. The permanent shift of bonded pair of electron towards the more electronegative atom. Why I am introducing it here is known as bond polarization. So remember this, the permanent shift shift of bonded pair of electron towards the more electronegative atom is known as bond polarization. Remember this definition. Then what are types and examples of bond polarization? If bond polarization occurs in a sigma bond, what is called? And if it happens in a pi bond, what is called? If it is a permanent shift, there is another name. If it is temporary shift, there is another name. So, suppose example is to take water molecule. Water has an electronegative oxygen atom. It has a bond between hydrogen and oxygen and hydrogen. So here oxygen is more electronegative, hydrogen is less electronegative. What happens? Oxygen atom attracts the negative charge. Now, how will we indicate when it attracts the bonded pair towards it? We indicate by D minus. That means partial negative charge at oxygen atom and partial positive charge at hydrogen atom. Next, there is a dipole is formed. Two poles are formed. This is called dipole. Result is a net dipole moment of the molecule. So a polar bond is a covalent bond in which there is a, here we can know this difference. A polar bond, I'll just annote it. A polar bond is a covalent bond in which there is a separation of charge between one end and the other. In other words, which end is slightly positive and other end is slightly negative. This is very important here. How polarization occurs? We have taken the example of water. Here we have seen oxygen is more electronegative than hydrogen. As a result, oxygen attracts the pair of electron and becomes slightly negative. That means making the H and oxygen bond, hydrogen and oxygen bond polar. What is a polar bond? A polar bond is a covalent bond in which there is a separation of charge between one end and the other end. One end and the other end, and one end becomes slightly positive, other end becomes slightly negative. This is a polar bond, and this is a shift taking place in a sigma bond. Hence, this effect is known as inductive effect. So, now you have followed why there is a shift of pair of electron due to electronegativity of elements, and because of that, one is becoming slightly positive and other is becoming slightly negative. So what is inductive effect? Now we know that bond is shifting in a bond. The effect of sigma electron displacement, sigma by sigma bond or electron pair displacement towards the highly electronegative atom, by which one end becomes positively charged and other end negatively charged, is known as inductive effect. This is the definition of inductive effect. The charges are partially shifted. Suppose A and B is there. Here I have shown by an arrow that charge is being shifted from A to B because B is more electronegative. This effect is known as inductive effect. The permanent shift of the pair of electron slightly towards more electronegative element, by which partial positive, partial negative charges are produced, is known as inductive effect. So now, if this atom B is having more electronegativity than carbon, if A is carbon, for example, A is nothing but carbon. Suppose B has more electronegative, it attracts the electron pair. If B is less electronegative, it gives the electron pair. Hence, we can say that, so this effect can be reversed also. This effect can be reversed. We can reverse this effect also. B can give the electron. As a result, there are two effects. What are types of inductive effect? Let us see in this slide. I told you some atoms or some groups which are attached to carbon may have high electronegativity or they have less electronegativity. Groups which have high electronegativity attract the electron, withdraw the electron. So this is called withdraw. They take the effect and become negative. For example, COOH group is there. It has got more electronegative than carbon. As a result, it attracts or draws the electron and becomes negative, this effect is called minus I effect. So first effect is minus I. What is minus I effect? Electron withdrawing substituents tend to attract electron pair, due to which carbon to which substituent is attached carries positive charge and they become negative. This is known as minus I effect. What are the groups which cause minus I effect? Ammonia, NO2, SO2R, cyanide group, this aldehyde group, acid group, carboxylic group. These groups, they cause minus I effect and they take electron. So electron withdrawing groups produce minus I effect. Remember, electron withdrawing group produce minus I effect. In such cases, carbon is becoming positive. Next, minus I effect. This is what minus I effect. What is minus? This is minus I we have seen, and this should be plus I effect. So similarly, when an electron releasing group is attached, a group having less electronegativity than carbon, they give the electron. Giving means electron releasing group. Such group produce positive or plus I effect. Plus I. Why plus I? They become positive. Why minus I? They become negative. And as a result, carbon becomes negative here. Then carbon becomes positive. Remember. So what is inductive effect? Inductive effect is a permanent shift of electron pair from a sigma bond due to the presence of high or less electronegative elements attached to carbon atom. And inductive effect is of two types, minus I effect, plus I effect. The inductive effect produced by electron withdrawing group is called minus I effect, and the inductive effect produced by electron releasing group is called minus I effect. Plus I effect, minus I effect. Next, what are its causes? The most of the causes are of two types. They affect the acidity of carboxylic acids. We know carboxylic acid contains COOH group. COOH is a electron withdrawing group. As a result, withdrawing group means this becomes negative. So hydrogen can be easily removed. They are acids. But acetic acid is CH3COOH. If instead of one hydrogen, one chlorine is present, it is dichloroacetic acid. Two chlorines are there. Three chlorines are here. One chlorine. Monochloroacetic acid, dichloroacetic acid, trichloroacetic acid. So here Cl is an electron withdrawing group. Here one electron withdrawing group is there. Here two electron withdrawing groups are there. Here three electron withdrawing groups are there. The presence of electron withdrawing group increase the acidity because electron withdraw. They are one end they are withdrawing electron. So what happens from the other end? One hydrogen is easily released. As substances which can release hydrogen or proton, they are acids. So acidity increases. Here we can see. The strength of carboxylic acids depend upon the extent of ionization. The more ionized, the stronger it becomes an acid. Monochloroacetic acid is a stronger than formic acid due to electron withdrawing effect of chlorine that promotes ionization. Electron withdrawing groups such as chlorine disperses the negative charge over the molecule and increases its stability with acidic nature. Hence, more number of electron withdrawing groups, more will be the acidity. Simple answer. If one chlorine, two chlorine, three chlorine, this is more acidic than this, than this. This is acidity of carboxylic acids. Next, likewise, it affects the basicity of amines. Amines are basic because ammonium group, NH2 group, which is present, has a pair of electron on nitrogen atom. And that pair can be given to carbon. As a result, NH2 group, that electron pair can be released. As a result, they are more basic. When some alkyl groups, alkyl groups, methyl, ethyl, propyl, these groups are electron releasing groups. And when they are attached, the pair of electron can be easily given out. hence they become more basic. That means they are producing plus psi effect, and because of plus psi effect of electron releasing groups, basicity increases. So here secondary amines are more basic, then tertiary amines, then primary amines. Secondary amines are more basic. Actually, tertiary should have been more basic because of steric hindrance, lack of space. Tertiary amines are not so basic as compared to secondary amines. So secondary amines are more basic. One more thing I want to show you in inductive effect, that is inductive effect carries, suppose there is a carbon chain, suppose this is a carbon chain compound having more carbons. I think I have written 6 carbons. Then there is a group. So here if it is electron withdrawing group, carbons become positive. So 1, 2, 3, how long this effect is carried? Inductive effect, that means I effect is carried through the chain. But dies out. The effect is not seen. Dies out after 4th carbon. Remember this also. That means inductive effect carries throughout the chain, but we cannot see the effect of this group after 4th carbon because it's a partial effect. Because as it moves, the effect on the 1st carbon is more, then effect of on 2nd carbon is less, more or less lesser on 3rd carbon, least on the 4th carbon. After 4th carbon, we don't see that effect. So here in today's class, we have seen what is bond polarization, isn't it? Bond polarization is a permanent shift of pair of electron from a sigma bond towards more negative element. Normally in organic chemistry, we have carbon attached with different atoms, and those atoms may have less electronegativity or more electronegativity. As a result, this effect is caused, and this permanent shift is known as inductive effect. The permanent shift of electron pair is towards more electronegative element is known as inductive effect. It is of two types, plus psi effect and minus psi effect. The inductive effect caused by electron withdrawing group is minus psi effect because carbon becomes positive and that group becomes negative. So this is called minus psi. These are the groups which cause minus psi effect. Then we have the electron withdrawing group, electron releasing groups such as water, ammonia, methyl group, alkyl groups. It is called plus psi effect because these groups become positive due to moving away of the electron pair. Now, what are the effects of this carbox inductive effect? The inductive effect is seen mostly on acidity of carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids, for example, you have acetic acid CH3COOH. Because hydrogen can be given out, they are acids. If at all electron withdrawing groups are present, they become more acidic. Likewise, if chlorine is there, chloroacetic acid, chlorine causes easy release of H plus ion. But if more number of chlorines are attached, more easily the hydrogens are released. So trichloroacetic acid, dichloroacetic acid, monochloroacetic acid. The trichloro is more acidic, then dichloro, then chloro. Then after this we can add this acetic acid. Here, acetic acid less basic compared to monochloro, then dichloro, then trichloro. Similarly, inductive effect affects the basicity of amines. Amines are basic due to the NH2 group where a pair of electron is there and that pair of electron can be easily given. Now, presence of alkyl groups makes more basic due to plus I effect. So amines are derivatives of ammonia. When R group is there, R is an alkyl group. This is plus I effect is cast. In tertiary, we have 3 alkyl groups. In secondary, we have 2 alkyl groups. In primary, we have 1 alkyl group. But secondary amine is more basic than tertiary, than primary. Why? Means in tertiary, the pair of electron will be packed inside the structure. That is called steric hindrance, and because of this, that the tertiary amines are less basic than secondary amines. So in next class, we will read about the effects of bond polarization and other types of bond polarization. Till then, thank you. Take care.